All right, so I was playing Ventures here, and we lost a couple of the survivors. So I figured good a time as any to go to Fortnite. Now, I'm not just talking about the missions here, all right? If you want daily missions, I cover these every day on my channel. Fortnite is a huge help, and I'm personal friends with the creator of it, Capson, and he gave me permission to talk about something cool that he did. So, if you saw that link, in fact, I'll go back in case you missed it. The yearly summary for 2022 is available. If you're not aware of what that means, he has been doing this for years now. He does a complete summary of everything we got. So this is the all page, all right? This is every single zone. Basically, this is a complete summary of every single mission, reward, which means heroes, weapons, traps, defenders, XP, evolution materials, V-Bucks, everything that we got in the year prior. And it's kind of a fun thing to look at. For example, at a glance, you can see the most popular mission in the game was Retrieve the Data, followed by Ride the Lightning. These are not the missions people ran. These are the missions that just popped up on the map. And curiously, the rarest mission is category 2 storms, that at least that he showed in the top 10, I should say. So kind of interesting to look at that stuff. Not all of this is that amazing. Like, okay, there's 500,000 legendary perk up available this year. Kind of neat. I mean, that's just in alerts, by the way. That's that little timer one at the top of a mission. If you ran a 4x or a 5x over and over and over, you could have gotten more, but that's if you ran every single mission that gave legendary perk up. This is probably thousands of hours worth of legendary perk up right here. But in total, we got 500,000 drops of rain, 221k lighting in a bottle. You can glance at all of this. This will, of course, be linked down below. He said he put in over 100 hours of the computer just parsing a bunch of data, and him personally spent about 11 hours just organizing this into a nice readable fashion. And of course, I'm not going to read everything verbatim, but you guys can generally see that we got almost 12,000 V-Bucks this year, which if you're a founder, that's great. If you're not a founder, that means you at least got almost 12,000 X-ray tickets, which is quite a few llamas. You know, those sci-fi llamas, Art Deco llamas, whatever. These are all the different defenders that we got. Not nearly enough sniper defenders, in my opinion, but, you know, all the legendary survivors, 339 of them, which means there's, what, 56 in support? So you could have maxed out your squads like 6 times almost. So, yeah. Then we got 17 mythic leads, which is going to be a bit of a foreshadow, but I will say we only got 6 last year. We have gotten way more rewards this year. There's a comparison page, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But, yeah, these are the most, I guess, if you could expect blah, 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 blah. Repeatable mission rewards. Oh, okay, I have a little typo. I'm sorry. So apparently these are the different types of repeatable missions that came up the most. Interesting. And then these are the heroes that appeared the most often. It's kind of cool the way that he laid this out. You don't need to read all of this. He highlighted the important stuff. Basically, there were 707 heroes available. 311 were legendary. 250 were epic. And that's kind of cool. The Stonefoot Crash was the most popular, not the best hero, but Ranger Deadeye is fantastic. Rescue Trooper's fantastic. Base Kyle is not only fantastic, but the most popular hero in the game, which we learned from this. We'll see more later. Commando Spitfire is a fantastic hero. Let me just see. Fleetfoot Ken is super useful. Pathfinder Jess is a great farming hero. If you're hearing that gameplay in the background, that's why I opened by telling you that we're in game. Deadly Blade Crash. Oh my god, he's got them all here. He's got them all. This is why I'm linking it down below. You guys can read into this further if you want to get nerdy, but look at that. Sealing Electric Field was the most popular schematic in the entire game, which is great because you can use Sealing Electric Fields in every single mission. It helps 100% of the time. So I'm kind of glad to see something so powerful be so universally available to all the players. And then you got the lightning pistol just to drain everybody's batteries at the same time. Thrasher, the best SMG in the entire game, is one of the most popular items available. And I personally know this because I report on the dailies every single day. And even if I have a guest like Archer or Mateo or somebody else, it's still seen by me, you know, that these come out. So I personally am well aware that the Thrasher has not only come out a lot of times as legendary, but if I scroll down further, I'll bet there are quite a few purple ones in here as well. Yeah, 61. So that's at least 90 Thrashers. Some of those happen on multiple days, but that, if it happened on unique days, is every 4 days we get a Thrasher schematic. So some people ask me if they should research one or voucher it, and I honestly tell them no. Like, hey, you are probably going to see a Thrasher within the next week. It's just been pretty common, so don't worry too much about it. And yeah, you can scroll through all the specific ones. I'm just looking at the highlights to make a fun little topic here. And then all of these individual missions seem to be what they are. If you're interested in where they came out and when, you can get into it. But this is the kind of thing that just gives me like a weird, I can't believe he did this. Like, I personally would never be interested in which biomes the Cat 2s spawned in, but he is just a data nerd. As a guy who owns Fortnite database, I don't think anybody's surprised by that, but it's interesting. So I mentioned the comparison, and since I brought that up, let's just go straight to that. So if you go to the comparison page, you can see 2021 is in the middle here. This is how much we got. 6 mythic leads, as I mentioned. We also got 6,700 V-Bucks as opposed to 11,800. And you can see on the right the change. We have gotten anywhere from 33, just eyeballing it, to like 73%. So it's a bit variance, but in general, it seems like we got about a 40 or 50% uptick in how many rewards we got. If we would have just gotten one more mythic lead, we would have gotten triple the amount of mythic leads. That's awesome. I mean, it's not like a documented change. I'm not sure why this happened. I'm not sure what might have changed. I don't think we got any more cram sessions. I don't think we had more mini boss seasons. We've been on a loop for a while, but as you can see, we have data shows it. We got more of everything. We got more XP, more evolution materials, more of the recombobulator stuff, more tickets in general, more schematics, more heroes, which as a person who makes a daily series, I'm pretty happy to see that. And even as a player, I think we can all be glad that we just got more things. I don't know why. It cannot be a coincidence that we just got more alerts, but that's great. I think that's just great. We just got more things, and mythic leads especially, because I remember that number being 6, and making the daily series telling people that we only got 6 was brutal, because people are trying to max out their squads. 6 mythic leads. If you got bad luck for all your llamas for the entire year, you only got 6 mythic leads, which were not all unique. In fact, I'm sure somewhere, if you dig through here, actually, yeah, if we just go to the all tab, at least for 2022 here, if I can scroll down, you can actually see which mythic leads we got. If I just hover over these, you can see we got quite a few repeats. And that's what I'm saying, is we might have gotten 6 in 2021, but I'm pretty sure a couple of those were the same. So you would not even be able to max out your power level within the first year of playing if you got bad luck on your llamas. So yeah, it's kind of a neat thing that we've been getting more items, and certainly not complaining. I'm just kind of confused as to what went on there. And then we can go to ventures. I don't think these pages are personally too interesting. This is just basically what we saw in the other tab, but it's specific to ventures. We actually got quite a few mythic leads in ventures, 7 of them. I'm not sure why or how, but yeah. And then I believe the other 10 are in twine, because we don't get more of that stuff in there. And this is gonna be a quick intermission. Oh, I thought the game was ending. That was just the team score. All right, cool. Let's full screen this once again and move on from the missions to the profile summary. This, to me, is the most interesting page here. For those of you who stuck around this far in the video, thumbs up to you, because this is where things get fun. This is what I think is interesting. So we have the average player power level across the entire player base is 82.89. Call it 83 for easy conversation. That's pretty cool. The average player has spent 629 V-Bucks in the collection book. I love that. 431 days logged in. That's crazy. No, that must be some long-term players just waiting it, because that means the average Save the World player has played for 431 days. That's crazy. That's kind of a lot, actually. And then this is the average player inventory. The average player has 1 or less superchargers, which is not surprising at all, because unless you're a weirdo like Archer or Mateo, who Mateo was for a while, Mateo eventually came around and spent them, but most people spend their superchargers right away. Much as people complain about Heroes superchargers, they're clearly using them. So yeah, it's kind of a nice thing. Like, this is, according to Cavson's data, this is the average Save the World player's inventory, which is kind of neat. It's kind of neat. And then here's the combined inventory. This is what was available, I guess, throughout 2022, or right when he took the snapshot. I'm not certain where this was taken, but the entire player base has 100 million legendary flux, 90,000 weapon superchargers. Is that all time attained or the total in the moment? I'm not 100% certain, but This might have been throughout the year. I'll have to ask him, but this is just kind of a fun overview. Maybe he can comment down below. Maybe I'll link him this video and he can clarify some stuff if he's interested. But yeah, 4.5 trillion hero XP, 6.2 trillion survivor XP, 4.2 trillion schematic XP. I love big numbers. Billion perk up with a B. Yeah, very, very, very cool. Where's the legendary? Yeah, 2.16 billion. I love that. And then this is what I think is the most interesting part. The most popular heroes in the game. Do not look at this at face value because Lynx, it's sorted by rarity then quantity. I'm not sure why, but Lynx is more like number 8 right above Shrapnel Headhunter. But that means the most popular hero in the game is base Kyle, and then Fleetfoot Ken, and then Survivalist, which is not surprising. These are all base game, very useful heroes. Power base Nox, Rescue Trooper. Rescue Trooper is interesting because this is a legendary variant, actually. That's a good correction because she is the basic hero. If you finish the tutorial, everybody gets a green Rescue Trooper. So we should all have that. But legendary is what's shown here. Special Forces Banshee, Assassin Sarah. Shock Specialist is where this gets interesting because I don't think that many people use Shock Specialist. He's 33% damage to your Shock Tower. I think this is just owned in the inventory. So these are the most common heroes that people have in their inventory, which is amazing that Lynx is up there because that's an event hero, but people don't have that many event heroes. Skull Ranger's hanging out. Okay, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. Then we've got the most unique schematics. Okay, so based on 3.5 million unique schematics owned by players, the following 30 are the most common. Does not include the rarity. It's distinct by name. Okay, so the Wrath is interesting. Why does the Wrath? I guess people recycle these other ones and then keep the Wrath. All the mythic weapons, Xenombo. I don't think there are any surprises here. Personally, I thought the Santa's Little Helper was a little surprising, but I guess people just hold on to that schematic. Gravedigger too. Gravedigger, I just think has infamy within the community. Whether or not it's a fantastic weapon, I don't know about that. I don't want to get kicked for AFK. Okay, yeah, no, we're victorious. Excellent work, team. Very well done. Very, very cool. I'm glad we could all work on this together. All right, let's get back to the summary. Let's get back to the summary. Most popular traps. I'm just going to gloss over this because you can kind of see it here. Traps are not that interesting to me personally. I wanted to know which weapons are the most interesting to the community, and I might talk to Cav to see a bigger list than 30 because as a YouTuber, I would be personally interested in covering the most popular weapons because they're the ones you guys want to see. If you have any video recommendations, please comment on my videos. I'm not a mind reader because I think weapons like the Husk Stomper are really fun to showcase, and I'm still stubborn in standing by that. However, the view count tells me otherwise. So yeah, let me know, you guys. Let me know if you guys want to see anything. So these are the most popular weapons, and then this is where things get even more interesting. Yes, a video that gets more interesting as we go on. The most popular loadouts. The most popular loadout in terms of as it's, currently active is, I believe base Kyle would be in the lead, although some of these have shown that the lead is a little bit different. I imagine Tough Traps is in the lead. This looks like an endurance build, but Hotfix confuses me. This is the most popular loadout, apparently. I don't see where Hotfix comes in, but the rest of it makes perfect sense. These are all really good constructors. And to simplify this, this is another constructor build. This is another constructor build. So is this. So is this. I think I might have showed that. This one is, this one. These are all constructor builds. Constructors are very popular. But then this is the one that confused me. Battle Beat in the lead, totally rocking out. Lynx and support? I think Lynx is the commander here. And that this is just an MSK Lynx build because of the hardware. And then this is also a Stoneheart Farah, totally rocking out build. No surprises here. I mean, these are just the fan favorites. Minigun loadout. This one surprised me because Snow and Commando is in here. I know not everybody might have every option, but as somebody who I think popularized the minigun build in a decent way, because I am a fairly popular creator in the community, and my minigun video has 72,000 views, it's fair to assume a lot of players, if not most of the active, but at least a lot of the players do have, because that's the crazy thing. He said after how many accounts? Yeah, based on, these are unique schematics. I want to know how many unique profiles because I want to know how many people are in this database. Yeah, number of profiles, 228,000. So my video has nearly a third of the player base has seen it. That's my logic. So what I'm saying is to see a hero I didn't recommend in here was a little bit interesting, but Survivalist as well. I get it. I beg people to use coconuts. It's better healing and gives you damage, but it's annoying to get the coconuts, and Survivalist is very universal, very easy to obtain, and I understand that just might be a popular pick there. Then we've got a basic Teddy build, and then we've got another basic Teddy build is right down here. So yeah, Teddy, Constructor, Lynx MSK specifically, not Warcry MSK. Lynx MSK always uses Totally Rockin' Out as well. And then Teddy, Lynx, MSK, Minigun are the most popular builds. I'm forgetting one more because I did this earlier. Yeah, Bow. So Bows, Lynx, MSK, Constructors, Teddy, and Minigun. That's the gist of the Save the World community. That does not surprise me in the least. And then there are just more statistics about where these individuals' things came out. If you're interested in reading through this, once again, this is the tab for profile summary. And then power level is pretty much where I'm going to end this. I am apparently a part of a very, very elite 1%, or at least let me see here, 0.96%. Almost nice. So yeah, I guess that makes me feel good. But I think we're not all, I think a lot of us are going to be unsurprised to see a ton of people clogged up at the 129, 130 mark, because that used to be the natural limit. So I think there are a lot of inactive players that just don't have any superchargers that just are 130, because when they fixed power levels, they readjusted it so that 131 was no longer normally possible. 131 was a bug with the Mythic Survivors that were included in the game because a couple of the people working on the game died, and that was their way of honoring them. Pretty cool story, but it did result in a bug where people hit 131 when they shouldn't have. So 130 was supposed to be the limit for Save the World. Then they tweaked that, and now anything past that is all superchargers. And you can see the spread of the most amount of people clogged up as I can eyeball it were 133. Seems like a lot of people got to 133. Some got to 134, and then the numbers weirdly get higher here, but almost entirely get smaller. It's weird because like a lot of us stayed true and kept going up here, but like almost nobody is at 138, but more people are at 136 than 135. These analytics are fun to look at. They're really just, if you're a data nerd, there is a lot to chew on here. So yeah, I really appreciate Cav putting this all together. I really appreciate him letting me make this video. I know it's funny. I shamelessly show his website every day in the dailies, but this specifically, I know he put a ton of work into, and I didn't want to just, you know, give you an excuse not to click his website. So I hope you all look at this. Please disable ad blocker on his site and give him the things. I should have said this in the very beginning, but you know, I can only say so much right away. So yeah, thank you again, Cav. Thank you guys so much for watching. These recaps are really, really fun. And if you enjoyed, you know, leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. See you guys in the next one. And yeah, go get some ice cream.